Welcome back. I'm Marina Kim with the latest news from Kazakhstan. These are the main stories for now. The case of renunciation of Kazakh citizenship and protest against judicial tyranny is registered in Almaty. Tengiz Royal is accused in illegal extraction of oil for the total amount of $1.5 billion. The investigation is underway. The investigation on the misuse of state money allocated for the prevention of mud flows is launched by the country's prosecution office. Almaty native Vera Pikalova is publicly denouncing her Kazakh citizenship and moving to Russia in protest against the arbitrariness of the domestic judicial system. Find out from the next report about the reasons that drive regular people into creating unpopular legal precedents.
Almaty city resident Vera Pikalova decided to renounce her Kazakh citizenship after being completely disappointed in Kazakh judiciary system during the trials in last 7 months. Her position was proved right by the law professor Maidan Suleymanov and famous human rights expert Sergei Utkin. However, the Supreme Court left the lower instance court's decision unchanged. I've been living here for 50 years, but now the circumstances force me to admit that it's becoming dangerous to live in this country. In December last year, widow Pikalova tried to annul the divorce record. The court has decided the statute of limitation has expired, as it has been 13 years since the divorce. As it was established later by experts, this norm does not apply to the family law. Nevertheless, the court ignored the circumstance, and lawyer Victoria Tulenova is sure that it's becoming more complicated for ordinary citizens to protect their rights. Even the case when a man cut off his finger in 2008 was caused by the fact that citizens can't find justice through the judicial system. That's why similar statements as made by this lady are not surprising at all. There is no statistics on how many people are renouncing their citizenship as a protest. That's why it's not clear if this is becoming a trend. A person may renounce a citizenship for different motives, like in protest or economic reasons, and we must accept their applications no matter what. The list of the citizenship renouncing people is forwarded to the president's administration 4 times a year. Pikalova still hopes that maybe the highest authorities will notice her problem while she is preparing to move to Russia just in case.
Another protest action was held in Pavlodar, where active city residents went to streets to express their discontent regarding the freedom of speech situation in Kazakhstan. 5 activists were reading oppositional newspapers out loud to draw the public attention to the issue. The newspapers were distributed quickly and no police or prosecutor's office representatives were seen at the site.
Residents of Pavlodar with active civil position entered city streets on Thursday to draw the public attention to the problems of freedom of speech in Kazakhstan. 5 activists read newspapers out loud, protesting against the inaccessibility of the web portal Respublika and the fact that publications Respublika Business Review and the Alga are printed underground, since no print houses dare to cooperate with them. I came here to draw the public's attention to the issue with the newspapers Alga and Respublika. The Respublika's website is blocked now and ordinary citizens cannot access it anymore. The new editions of the Alga and Respublika newspapers were distributed among spy passers, one of which joined the campaign right on the spot. Nowadays, the situation is really bad in our country, especially the situation with mass media. The authorities are present, which is really wrong. There is no freedom of speech or assembly, say the outraged activists of the unregistered party Alga. For already a week, they have been asking the regional and city administrations for a permit to picket the regional branch of the ruling party regarding the law on the leader of the nation. Officials refuse. As of today, we have submitted 5 applications requesting permission for picketing the city and regional branches of the ruling party in Rodan. 2 applications have been already declined. It was impossible to obtain officials' comment on the matter, as none of them were present at their workplaces. The activists were warned by the authorities, though, that the rallying in front of the ruling party's office is not allowed, as there is a specially designated area for actions like that in Pavlodar suburbs. The protesters intend to use it to express their outrage with the new status of the president and the absence of freedom of speech in the country.
Almost all regional branches of the party Alga were refused in their request to picket offices of the ruling party Nur Otan on July 19th as part of their campaign Nazarbayev is not my leader. The reasons for the refusal vary from possible lawn damage to the rally's proximity to the nearby educational institutions. This, however, seems even more illogical since all schools are out for summer vacations. On Thursday, Alga activists in Almaty submitted already their 6th application to the city administration.
No rallies allowed. This was the response of the Almaty city administration to already the 6th application of the party Alga, which asked a permit to rally in front of the offices of the ruling party. We submitted already 6 applications to hold rallies next to Nur Otan, protesting the fact that the law on the leader of the nation was adopted by 3 officials without considering the population's will, all the while the president himself unofficially declined it. In early July, the Coordination Council of the party launched a public campaign, Not My Leader. In addition to the permission for holding a rally, the opposition called Nur Otan to consider the people's will. Starting Friday, we will apply for picketing the offices of Nur Otan, demanding its leader to denounce the disgraceful title of the leader of the nation. All this time, the activists of the party indulged in a strictly one-way communication with the offices of the local administrations. Although the 3-day term for reviewing application expired last week, party activists received a response only today. The refusal designed by the Almaty's deputy mayor Serik Seydumanov reasons that the office leaders of Nur Otan have no right to annul the law already in force. We are not afraid of death, it's up to fate, so we will fight for our rights until the end. On Monday, the Alga party activists intend to launch pickets, being not afraid of damaging the lawn, as stated in the refusal note of the city administration.
While permissions to hold rallies are still hard to come by, at least they can be advertised. On Thursday, Display Intermedia lost a court case against the leader of the unregistered party Alga, Vladimir Kozlov, who had a contract with the company to broadcast the party's commercials, with the advertisers stepping out of their obligations at the last moment. The Cassation Appeal Court has made a decision in favor of Kozlov, which became nearly a historical moment. I
hope that this case will serve not only as a precedent much needed by the oppositional forces, but will also become the first ever example when the opposition wins in a situation like this through a trial.
The party Azad may expect to encounter the same fate as Alga after it was declined their re-registration. The 2 oppositional forces of Azad and the Social Democratic Party of Kazakhstan merged in autumn of the last year. The newly formed organization was headed by 2 influential politicians, Jarmahan Toakay and Balat Abilov. In the past, the Justice Ministry found various reasons to terminate the registration terms and now returned the registration documents for revision altogether. The party activists will have to reapply for the registration only in 3 months, as required by the law. Now the union members have 2 options. First is to continue its activities without registration as done by the party Alga, which seeks official recognition for many years, or allow the weaker Azad merge with the Social Democratic Party. It is yet unknown what strategy will be chosen by the leadership, although the party's Almaty office did call an urgent meeting to discuss the matter. The opposition leaders refrained from commenting on the situation for now.